guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make carrot cake. Now, I've gotten lots of people asking me, show us how to make carrot cake. So that's what we're going to do today. And I want to let you know that like most of my recipes, if not all of my recipes, it's very easy to make, quick, inexpensive, and you're going to love it. Alright, let me show you what you're going to need so you can get started. You're going to need some shredded carrots, all-purpose flour, brown sugar, regular sugar, vegetable oil, raisins, nutmeg, cinnamon, baking soda, salt, orange zest, vanilla extract, and eggs. And then I'm going to also show you, when we're done the cake, I'm going to show you a few more ingredients you're going to need to make a cream cheese frosting, because it's not carrot cake without cream cheese frosting. So, first thing you're going to do, preheat your oven to 350. Second thing you want to do, take a 9x9, just like this, baking dish, and then you want to just spray it with nonstick and you spray and lay the bottom with parchment paper to ensure that it comes out really easily. Okay, now take your carrots, put them in a bowl. Take carrots and the raisins, and we're going to put these in a bowl like that. And we're going to put in about a tablespoon of the all-purpose flour. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because if I were to put just the carrots and the raisins directly into the batter, as it bakes, the carrots and the raisins fall to the bottom. So by coating them with flour, it allows them to stay evenly distributed through the entire cake. And that way we know that we're not going to just have carrots and raisins at the bottom of the cake. Alright, that's perfect. Set that aside. Now, this is how easy this cake is, okay? You're going to take some regular sugar. Now, you might notice that I'm using brown sugar, and I'm also using orange zest, which is not typical in your carrot cake. But for me, I like the brown sugar because there's a little bit of molasses in it, so that there's a kind of almost extra spice that you wouldn't normally get. And around this time of year, you know, I love the holidays. I'm a total junkie when it comes to anything for the holidays, any kind of holiday cooking. I love every bit of it. So I need that familiar smells, and I need to cook with familiar sort of ingredients. So we're going to take the sugar, the vegetable oil, and I'm also going to take the eggs, break them into a separate dish to make sure we don't get any shell. Next one in, take about 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, just like so. And I'm just going to whisk these together. I'm going to get this nice and creamy. Like, that's perfect. And now we're going to add in the remaining ingredients, which is the flour, baking soda, salt and spices, and the orange zest. The orange zest is kind of, well, there's not much of it. There's just about 1 teaspoon in there. And the reason why I like it is because, apart from the great taste, carrot cake can be quite, rich. And I feel like the orange just somewhat cuts the overwhelming sweetness of it. And it just tastes really, really good. So you gotta just believe me and just try it. You really like it, I promise. Okay, we have that all mixed together. Now I'm going to add in the carrots and raisins. Now, a lot of people add walnuts in the batter, but personally, I don't like the walnuts in it. But if you do, feel free to add in some walnuts, some chopped walnuts. Stir these around, mix to coat, and then we're going to put it in our baking dish. All mixed together. Now we're just going to put this into our baking dish. Make sure you just smear this nice and evenly. Now this is going to go into your preheated oven for about 30 to 35 minutes, and then we're going to take it out and make our frosting. Now, our cake baked for exactly 30 minutes, and you can always just pick a toothpick, insert it in the middle, and if it comes out with no wet batter on it, it's done. So I've let it cool for about 40 minutes. I want it nice and cold before I put the frosting on it, otherwise the frosting is going to start to melt. Okay, so now for the best part of carrot cake, the cream cheese frosting. You're going to need some powdered sugar, some cream cheese, unsalted butter, vanilla, and cinnamon. And I also have a little water near me just in case it's too thick and I want to just thin it out just a touch. You're ready for it. So here's how simple it is. I have 2 cups of powdered sugar in here, 3 ounces of cream cheese, And I have a 1/4 cup of butter. Make sure that the butter and the cream cheese are at room temperature and very soft, otherwise it will not work. I'm trying to open up my little, here we go. You're gonna need about 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, just a touch of cinnamon, not very much at all, probably about 1/4 teaspoon. And now just working with a spatula until you're ready to use your whisk. Just mix it together to get a nice and creamy and thick frosting consistency. My frosting is perfect. I did have to add about 1 tablespoon of water. Sometimes you have to, sometimes you don't. You really never know. Just always have it ready so that if you need it, it's there. Now, I'm just... I just love it. Love, 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 love it. Okay. Time to frost this baby. You don't want it to be too loose because remember, this is a frosting, not a drizzle, not a glaze. Take a little spatula and just work it.
Cut.
Isn't that pretty? Okay, now.
Say it again because you started early.
Isn't that pretty? Now you definitely should let this, harden a little bit and before you slice it, but I'm just going to take the tiniest little bite right from the corner because it smells so good. Look how moist that is. You can see the carrots, you can see the spices. Oh, wow. That orange makes all the difference. This is perfection. It is so good. Go in your kitchen, make this recipe, and you will wow just about everybody. To get this recipe and other recipes, check out my website at www.laureninthekitchen.com. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Frosting consistency.